The Invisible Journey to Your Best Self. Introduction. Have you ever wondered what separates those who succeed from those who get left behind? It's not luck or some mysterious talent, it's your willingness to reinvent yourself every single day. Imagine you're on a bus at dawn, headed toward work or your daily routine. A fellow passenger boards with the same destination and the same hope of moving forward. You both leave from the same stop, guided by the same habits, driven by the desire to grow. At first, everything seems identical for you both. But one person discovers shortcuts. They learn something new on the ride, apply a helpful tip, push their own limits. The other stays on autopilot, never questioning the scenery passing by. There's no magic or hidden gift, just a simple choice. Will you spend a few minutes on something different today or cling to what you already know? That tiny decision is what separates the person who stagnates from the one who uncovers unexpected horizons. If you don't feed your curiosity, your energy fades and you fall behind. Knowledge isn't a trophy you display. It's a spark you must keep fanned with fresh ideas. Maybe your routine feels like a trap, and opportunities seem to slip past you. Perhaps you think you lack that special gift you see in others. But the truth is different. Life opens doors for those who choose to grow and shuts out those who settle into autopilot. Most people don't even notice this. They finish their studies, get a job, and think their journey is complete. Yet the world never stops turning. Every sunrise brings new challenges. Knowledge that isn't renewed becomes an echo of what once was. Learning isn't a burden, it's a celebration of life. If you're listening to this, it's because something inside you still yearns to discover your true self. You've already taken the first step that few dare to take, owning your own growth. That choice, however small, can rewrite your entire story. Chapter 1. The Power of Daily Learning. Notice those who always seem one step ahead. It's not just passion. They treat every single day as an opportunity to learn. For them, life is an endless school where every conversation, challenge, or routine becomes a teacher. Believing you already know it all is the fastest shortcut to obsolescence. The world doesn't celebrate your past victories as much as your ability to reinvent yourself now. The skill that opened doors for you years ago will wither if you don't water it with new learning. Professions evolve, ideas are reinvented, and anyone who stops becomes a stone left behind by the current. In a world that never stands still, staying still means moving backward. The only way to endure is to embrace constant transformation, keep learning, and adapt to the modern world. Picture a small garden. Planting the seed is only the beginning. Every sprout needs water, sunlight, and patience. Flowers don't bloom overnight, but they don't wait either. While many stop reading and questioning, a few have turned learning into a daily ritual. It's not about hoarding facts, it's about learning faster than the rules of the game change. They don't avoid what's new, they seek it out, study it, adopt it, and embrace it. Because they know every change hides a disguised opportunity, a chance to grow, reinvent, and take one more step toward their best selves.
Chapter 2. The 10-Minute Spark. You don't need to enroll in countless courses or wallpaper your walls with diplomas. Just 10 minutes a day. Yes, only 10. That time of waste mindlessly scrolling through social media can become your daily spark, the silent ritual that over time transforms your mind, your path, and your entire life. It's not quantity that changes you, it's the consistency with which you choose to grow. What can you do in that time? Read a brief, inspiring excerpt from a book. Listen to a short podcast packed with fresh ideas. Observe your surroundings as if you'd never seen them before. Those seeds, watered with consistency, grow into an inner forest of creativity and skill. Imagine two parallel journeys. One person stops learning upon graduation and relies on old ideas. The other reserves a few minutes each day to expand their mind. At first, the difference is invisible, but over time, the gap becomes an abyss. A gap measured not in degrees, but in new perspectives, solutions, and opportunities that only the lifelong learner can see.
Chapter 3. The Ritual of Continuous Learning. There's something almost magical about dedicating a few minutes each morning to your own growth. You don't need to conquer mountains of theory in one day, just a small daily ritual. Think of something as simple as switching on a light at dawn, pouring your coffee. That gesture could mean opening a book, tuning into an idea, or reflecting on what you learned yesterday. Don't wait to feel inspired. Those who make a difference create their own spark. This guide doesn't sell fireworks or emotional quick fixes, but a clear, practical map. You'll have a compass to make learning part of your daily routine, your silent, powerful ally. Look at those who've left a mark. Entrepreneurs, artists, thinkers. They all share one thing. They never let their curiosity die. They read while others rest, explore while others celebrate, sow seeds while others wait for the perfect moment. They always ask themselves, what can I discover today, even when they felt they already knew almost everything? If they keep cultivating that ritual despite all they've achieved, what's stopping you from doing the same? Chapter 4. Your Secret Routine for Unstoppable Growth. Each morning brings a hidden gift in your routine, the perfect chance to nourish your mind. Spending just a few minutes each day learning is like planting a seed that, with consistency, will blossom into wisdom. You don't need to master everything at once, just shift your mindset. When you catch yourself thinking, I can't do this, add the word yet. I can't do this yet. With that small change, what once looked like a wall becomes a path to explore. Remember, knowledge isn't a static goal. It's a journey of progress, adjustments, and fresh starts. Feeling like a learner again lets your curiosity be reborn. That inner spark drives you to question what others accept without thinking. Look at those who've made an impact, entrepreneurs, creators, innovators, and you'll find a common thread. They never stopped asking questions. While many chase distractions, they probe the why behind every success. As the years pass, curiosity tends to go dormant. As children, we ask incessant questions. As adults, we're taught not to ask awkward ones. But that wonder is one of our greatest treasures. Rebel against that stasis. When you hear an assertion, explore its origin. When you witness an achievement, ask how it was built. If someone tells you something is impossible, challenge it yourself. Above all, don't listen blindly to friends, family, or teachers, even if they love you, because they don't live your life. Only you can own your destiny. Only you can heed the voice that truly matters, your inner self. However, curiosity alone isn't enough if fear dictates your steps. Many stop advancing, not for lack of talent, but from fear of failure, of judgment, or of not measuring up. They see failure as punishment and avoid the unknown to protect themselves. Those with a growth mindset know every stumble is a valuable lesson. They don't ask, am I capable? But what can I do to improve? That simple reframing turns obstacles into stepping stones and propels you toward success. Chapter 5. Become a disciple of the greats. Remember,
The greatest treasures of success aren't in expensive classrooms or exclusive circles, but in the ink of books waiting to be discovered. And that someone is you. Those who build companies, transform industries, or impact lives don't read for fun. They read to broaden their perspective, uncover hidden patterns, and stay ahead of tomorrow. It's not about having more free hours. It's about giving them purpose. Many claim they don't have time to read, as if knowledge were a luxury rather than a necessity. But those achieving extraordinary results know this. Great changes are born from small habits. You don't need to devour a book a day. Just set aside a few minutes each day, like watering a plant and waiting for its blooms. Read on your commute, listen to an audiobook while cooking, or skim a few pages before bed. Those humble gestures hold immense power. Each page is a bridge to another mind that thought, struggled, triumphed, and left its legacy in words. And by crossing those bridges, you don't just gather ideas, you transform yourself. Learning isn't accumulating data, it's lighting up dark corners. Best of all, the world's greatest mentors sit on every bookshelf. It's as if you stand on the shoulders of giants just by opening their work. No matter where you are, you can converse with the brightest minds of the past and present, absorb their mistakes and victories, and apply it all to your own life. What if you could tap into the wisdom of the best without ever leaving home, finding the perfect mentor, or spending a fortune? Wisdom rests on every shelf, waiting for you to open the right volume. It's not far away, it's at your fingertips. All you need is the decision to open the book and let yourself be guided. What to read first? There's no single roadmap. Every traveler is at a different point in their journey. For practical tools, nonfiction on habits, psychology, business, or history. For heart and empathy, well-crafted novels that stretch your creativity. Balance is key. Feed your mind and ignite your heart. Fuse data with intuition, logic with emotion. Many wonder how to read more in our hyper-connected world. The secret isn't speed, but attention. Techniques like chunked reading reduce the inner voice that pronounces every word. Reading fast isn't superficial. It's strategic. You know what to look for and where to find it. But reading fast won't help if you don't retain what you read. To absorb new knowledge, engage actively, underline, take notes, teach what you've learned to someone else. Teaching is the final step of comprehension. Only what you can express in your own words is truly yours. Starter recommendations: Atomic Habits for Sustainable Change. The Power of Now for Living in the Present. The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People for Aligning Your Life. Links in the description so you can start today. If your goal is entrepreneurship, dive into The Lean Startup or The Hard Thing About Hard Things. You'll see that business is as much numbers as human decisions amid chaos. And don't forget emotional intelligence. Books like How to Win Friends and Influence People or Emotional Intelligence teach you to speak the language of the heart. The most important thing isn't how many books you read, but how you read them. Make reading a pleasure, not a chore. Start with 10 minutes a day, and soon you'll crave half an hour each night. Choose texts that ignite your inner fire, challenge you, and invite you to think differently. Don't read out of duty, read for the love of growth. Celebrate each page as a discovered treasure. Every sentence shapes your ideas. Every story leaves its mark on how you see the world. Reading is more than an intellectual exercise. It's a pact with life that says, I'm ready to change. I'm ready to grow. And you, ready to open the next book that will transform your destiny?
Chapter 6: The Invisible Power of Time and Life-Changing Steps. In the vast, bustling arena of life, where everyone seems to race in search of quick success, lies a truth that only the most patient discover. It isn't found in the fleeting glow of instant achievements or the blinding flashes of public recognition. Rather, it lives humbly yet powerfully in the small decisions you make every day that seem inconsequential, yet quietly lay the foundation for a rich, meaningful life. What if I told you that the future you long for, the one you daydream about, is already being written right now? Every book you open, every page you turn with curiosity, every minute you invest in your personal growth is a tiny seed planted deep in your soul. Great opportunities don't strike like lightning on a clear day. They're forged in the quiet, often overlooked corners of daily life. Have you ever paused to realize that even in so-called unproductive moments, when time slips through your fingers without purpose, you're unconsciously shaping your destiny? Every minute you lose to mindless scrolling or drifting through TV channels is a minute you could have spent on what truly matters. But if instead you choose to open a book, you swing open a door to a universe of possibilities. I'm not just talking about printed words. I mean the timeless whisper of wisdom that has journeyed across centuries, waiting for you to stop and listen. It's easy to fall into the mental trap that progress must be instantaneous and perfect, as if the world were built for those who conquer everything in a single leap. But what if the real art of growth, the mastery of personal evolution, resides in the daily, almost invisible acts? Those small, repeated gestures, carried out with quiet persistence like water, drop by drop, shaping stone over time. Every day is a new opportunity to move forward, even if the step is tiny. Consistency may not bring explosive success, but its power is infinitely greater because what it builds never fades. Like the full moon illuminating the night, slowly but steadily, consistency ignites a serene inner light that never goes out. If you've ever felt discouraged by the lack of immediate results, perhaps it's time to look beyond the visible, the tangible, because what truly matters isn't the applause of the moment, but the deep inner certainty that every small effort draws you closer, step by steady step, to the summit of your dreams.
Chapter 7. Small Steps That Move the World. We live in an era that glorifies speed, immediacy, and the spectacular. Visible results, overnight transformations, successes that seem to materialize out of thin air. These are the triumphs everyone celebrates. Yet there's a profound truth that only those who learn to wait patiently discover. Great achievements are born of small, daily actions. You may not see it yet, but every time you choose to read a page instead of losing yourself in your phone, every time you spend 10 minutes learning something new instead of letting time slip away, you're building something. Sometimes it feels like nothing is happening, but very much is. It just doesn't make a sound. Your future doesn't begin tomorrow. It starts today, here, now, in the choices you make at this very moment. You're already laying the groundwork for your future without realizing it. Opportunities don't appear out of nowhere. They're crafted in the simplest corners of everyday life. While many wonder why their big break never comes, others are quietly creating theirs, step by step, without fanfare. You might think everything moves too slowly, that your efforts yield no fruit, or that others seem to advance faster. But real growth isn't measured by speed. It's like water consistently dripping on a stone, unnoticeable at first, but eventually capable of reshaping it. Every day matters, even those when you make the smallest progress. Though invisible, you're moving forward. Consistency may not be flashy, but it has something that quick wins lack: permanence. If you feel you're not where you want to be, look beyond the immediate. It's not about instant results, it's about building a solid foundation. Because small efforts, sustained over time, carry you further than any sudden leap. Best of all, the summit you see as distant is getting closer with each step, revealed incrementally as you walk.
Chapter 8. Even the invisible whispers to the wind. In a hidden corner of the universe, where stars not only shine, but dream, there's an invisible thread linking all lives. That thread doesn't run straight. It twists, crosses, hides. It's like a secret map only the silent heart can read. Within that maze of possibilities, life guides us toward who we're truly meant to be. But how do you know you're on the right path? How can you tell if your choices are leading you to that future where you're fully yourself? The decisions that matter most often don't announce themselves with trumpets. They arise discreetly in routine, in the everyday. Those almost imperceptible moments are the ones that carve the deepest paths. A breath before speaking, a kind gesture, a mindful thought. Our existence is made of those seemingly trivial instants that together define who we are. Imagine a river winding through valleys. It doesn't rush or despair. It flows, trusting its course. And in its gentle passage, it shapes its surroundings, polishing stones, softening banks, forging its own way. Human life works the same way. Grand goals aren't achieved with a single leap, but step by step, with perseverance and courage, even when the way is uncertain. What happens when no one's watching? When we seek purpose, success, or love, we often look to the obvious, waiting for dramatic signs or sudden turns to change everything overnight. But true transformation springs from the invisible, from ordinary days, from efforts that go unnoticed. Many chase instant results. They want life to flip a switch and become new. But the most powerful force isn't the spectacular, it's the steadfast, showing up fully for what you have in hand today. The universe doesn't reward ease. It rewards those who, like the river, move calmly, trusting each small act, because it's in the daily details that character is formed, patience is cultivated, and authentic success blooms. Not everyone sees it. Greatness emerges from simplicity. A daily reading, a sincere thank you, a gesture given without expecting return. Those modest acts, when repeated day after day, wield enormous power. Time, the patient artist. Time doesn't rush. It works quietly, like a sculptor gently shaping stone. Every experience, however small, is a spark that can kindle a fire if given space. That fire doesn't roar. It's like morning light, soft, persistent, illuminating everything in its path. Thus, our story isn't defined by moments of glory, but by the sum of daily choices. Destiny isn't written in grand gestures, but in faithful steps forward, even when nothing seems to change. The sculptor can't see the final form from the start. They discover it blow by blow, day by day. Likewise, you are sculpting your life,
Each step, no matter how small, contributes to something greater. Trust the process. Trust yourself. Chapter 9. The Unstoppable Art of Focus. How successful people learn every day. There's a subtle fog that blankets our lives. We don't always notice it, but it's there, clouding our purpose. That fog is called distraction. It's silent, persistent, and before you know it, it pulls your attention in countless directions at once. Over time, we become accustomed to being busy, but rarely truly focused. What is productivity if not the direct result of a concentrated mind? A focused mind transforms the ordinary into the extraordinary. We live surrounded by stimuli. Screens glow, sounds interrupt, notifications demand our attention. They lure us where we never intended to go. Our phones, powerful tools for knowledge, creation, or connection, have become our greatest thieves of attention. Social media, messages, emails, alerts, all vying for our mind. And so the big question arises: how can you build a life of purpose when your mind is fragmented? Here's a startling fact. The average person checks their phone over 160 times a day. It's not just a number, it's a warning. Every lapse in focus takes you one step further from what could truly transform your life. The mind, like a compass, needs a clear direction. Without focus, we spin in circles, busy but not advancing. Scattered attention has a cost. You end the day exhausted, but without real progress. Energy seeps away into trivial tasks and constant diversions, and the most precious resource, time, slips through your fingers. Time that could have been spent learning, creating, growing, evaporates. Your inner self craves depth, yet you remain stuck on the surface. The solution? Make room for the essential. The answer is as simple as it is powerful. Create space for the important, a space free from noise where attention can thrive. Start by cutting out the excess. If you want control over your life, first gain control of your environment. Turn off non-urgent notifications. Your phone doesn't need to buzz every time someone reacts to a post. Close what doesn't add value and open what truly enriches your life. Set defined times to check messages and emails. Don't let the outside world dictate your internal rhythm. Learning to focus is really choosing consciously when to open the door to the world. Deep work technique, Pomodoro. A simple yet effective strategy. Work for 50 minutes of undisturbed focus, then rest for 10. These time blocks let you dive in fully without interruption. Repeat this rhythm daily, and in time you'll achieve results that take others years. The focused mind, the real superpower. Some people write books, master new skills, or build amazing projects, while others stay lost in distraction. What sets them apart? Not talent or luck, it's focus. Sure, talent helps, but talent without the right execution falls short. When someone enters a deep work state, everything aligns. Thoughts clear, ideas flow, problems solve themselves. But that state doesn't happen by chance. It's trained, nurtured, protected. You need a distraction-free environment, clear intention, and, most importantly, a small ritual that tells your brain it's time to create. The ritual of focus, a signal for the soul. The most productive people don't rely on fleeting motivation. They have habits that trigger concentration. It could be as simple as preparing a drink, lighting a candle, or playing specific music. The key is that the ritual marks the shift into full mindfulness mode. And along with the ritual, clarity. It's not enough to say, "I'm going to work." Specify exactly what you'll do. I will draft the proposal. I will tackle 3 topics. I will sketch a new concept. When you know your destination, focus comes naturally. Time is sacred. Parkinson's law reminds us that tasks expand to fill the time allotted. Limit your time with intent and watch your mind respond with precision. The power of saying no. One of the best-kept secrets of success is learning to say no. Every yes to something irrelevant is a no to the essential. Top achievers guard their time fiercely. They don't waste it on unnecessary meetings or constant disruptions. You can start protecting your focus. Say no to meaningless distractions. Say no to commitments that don't add value. Say no to energy drains that don't give back. Saying no isn't selfish, it's wisdom. It protects your mind, creativity, and energy. The path of the few, mastering attention. There are two kinds of people: those who react to everything, letting others set their agenda. Those who choose their direction with clarity and move toward their purpose with calm resolve. Few master concentration, but those who do achieve what seems unreachable. If you want to be one of them, if you aim to build something worthwhile, mastering your attention isn't optional, it's essential. Do it today. Do it now. Take control of your focus and guard it like the treasure it is. Cut the noise and become the architect of your own life. In a world that fiercely competes for your mind, whoever focuses advances. Whoever says no to the superficial makes room for what truly matters. Your attention is your most powerful tool. With it, you can build empires or let others decide your destiny. Don't give it away. Don't scatter it. Train it, direct it, and let it carry you to exactly where you choose. The future belongs to those who learn to look with intention and act with purpose.
Chapter 10. Practical Strategies to Retain What You Learn. Life never pauses. It's like a river flowing without rest, demanding our presence, consistency, and direction. While many wait to feel motivated before acting, others have grasped a far more powerful truth. Real transformation happens in silence, with no applause, just you and your commitment. Those quiet moments test your character, because what truly sustains progress isn't the thrill of the start, but the strength to keep going when enthusiasm fades. The secret that separates steady movers from the stagnant isn't talent, luck, or intelligence, it's self-discipline. The internal decision to press on even when you have no will. 1. The myth of motivation. We often think we need to get motivated to act, but motivation is fleeting, a gust of wind that lifts you briefly, then vanishes without warning. How many times have you begun something with zeal, only to quit days later? True success isn't about how you feel. It's about what you do when you don't feel like doing anything. That's where self-discipline shines. 2. Building self-discipline. Self-discipline isn't innate. It's a skill you build like a muscle. The more you exercise it, the stronger it grows. Your brain craves instant reward. That's why it's easy to binge a series, scroll endlessly, or procrastinate. But every time you choose to read, study, or exercise despite lacking motivation, you teach your mind a new path. It's hard at first, but with consistency, the right choice becomes natural. It's not about perfection, it's about persistence. Start small and let discipline become part of who you are. 3. The golden rule: no excuses. Excuses seem harmless, but they hold you back more than you know. I'll start tomorrow. I'm too tired today. I need inspiration. Every excuse stalls your own growth. Disciplined people don't negotiate with their commitments. They know action isn't mood-dependent.
They just do what needs doing. When you stop overthinking and start acting, everything changes. You begin to trust yourself more. 4. Choosing your pain. Truth is simple. Pain is inevitable, but you have two choices. The pain of daily effort is small, uncomfortable, fleeting. The pain of regret is deep, lasting, silent. The first builds you up. The second eats you from the inside. There's nothing heavier than knowing you could have done more and didn't. Yes, discipline demands sacrifice today, but those small efforts free you tomorrow. So ask yourself honestly, which pain will you bear? 5. Discipline is freedom. Many believe discipline is rigid or joyless, but it's the opposite. It's power and control. When you learn to say yes to your purpose and no to distractions, everything changes. You no longer react, you decide. Don't wait to feel ready. Don't wait for perfect motivation. Do what you must, even when you don't want to. Success doesn't hinge on inspiration. It hinges on consistency, day after day. This is the path of those who achieve great things, and if you choose it, you'll discover something deeper than success, a life of true freedom.
Chapter 11. The Invisible Path of Perseverance. Once upon a time, there was a young dreamer full of big goals, countless questions, and a heart brimming with doubt. Torn between life's demands and others' expectations, he believed that if he did everything right, one day he'd finally feel complete. But days slipped by with no visible change, and that future he envisioned always seemed one step farther away. One day, weary and frustrated, he met an elderly man whose calm eyes spoke of centuries of experience. The young man approached and asked, desperate, "Excuse me, sir, how can I succeed? How did you achieve what you've always wanted?" The elder looked kindly at him and replied, "It doesn't matter how fast you walk. What matters is that you keep walking forward. Success doesn't arrive overnight. It's built one step at a time, even when you can't see the path's end." The youth frowned in confusion. "But if I have the talent, why wait? Why can't I get there now?" The old man smiled with the patience of someone who's witnessed many lives unfold. Life is like a river. It's not water's force that shapes its bed, but its unceasing flow, day after day, without surrender. At that moment, the young man fell silent and understood. It's not about running, it's about persisting. It's about moving forward even without applause, about continuing even when all seems still. Final reflection: perseverance as the true path. Success isn't a shining finish line you sprint toward. It's an invisible journey made of small daily acts of commitment and faith. Every page you read is an achievement. Every idea you pen is a seed. Every time you rise after a fall, life itself nudges you forward, reminding you that you're alive. You don't need absolute clarity. Just keep going even when you can't see clearly. Trust that those small, steady steps are forging something magnificent. Greatness isn't never failing. It's persevering despite failure. And one day, without knowing exactly when, you'll look back and realize how much you've transformed. Stronger, wiser, more authentic. Not by luck, not by talent, because you never stopped moving.